I'll see how big it is before I think about where to place it. If you can push it, no, that's fine. Actually, that's great.
Just right there?
Yep.
Perfect.
Yep.
All right. And you want to... Yeah,
Just
if you
turn
want
the
to paddle
boat.
the boat, you have... we'll call it... Are you a proficient boater?
No.
Okay, we'll call it just, like, difficult terrain then. Like, you can move, like, the same as if you were walking, but just as the boat.
Cool. I will just turn the boat and move like 10 feet. Yeah, I only have 10 feet of movement, so I'll move the boat 10 feet this way, generally.
Okay.
So just kind of...
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can,
Oh,
like, turn it and move it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how to turn the token. That's fine. Right there's great.
Okay.
Cool.
Beautiful. Boom. Alright,
go.
that is Landon. Grand, you've been boated closer to this, like, grasping mess of seaweed and vines, grabbing at these fish people as they rip free from it. What do you do?
Can I take over the oars and row some more?
No, there's only going to be one person who can boat. Landon was doing that.
Yeah, I would have had 15. Anyway,
I know.
yeah, well, Grand is not certain that he will be able to sleep these creatures.
Mm-hmm.
So instead, he will just. He will ready his action to cast Toll the Dead.
Okay.
But after both Genki and Mortimer did whatever they're gonna do, and then his owl will fly down and swoop at the top one.
Ah, your owl will use the distract action. Absolutely, this guy is distracted. So you need a specific trigger for your action. So what I'm going to say is, since Genki is after Mortimer in the turn order, you're just going to use your Toll the Dead after Genki declares an action.
Okay, yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good. Your owl swoops in, claws and pecks at the creature, trying to distract it before swooping back out of their range. Mortimer, it is your turn. What will you do?
Alright, so Mortimer is going to channel some of the light of his deity to come down and touch upon this creature's flesh, burning it, hopefully, with a sacred flame.
Excellent. You will...
I'll go for let's go with the lower.
The one at the bottom that is not distracted? Perfect. Okay. They will make a d20 minus 1 roll. 14, despite their relative lack of dexterity while standing and not swimming, the creature manages to like roll away from your flame, maybe dousing itself in the waters to prevent your sacred flames from burning it.
Right. That is his turn.
All right, Genki, it is now your turn. What will you do?
I walk up to there
Okay.
and take the dodge action.
All right. You begin dodging Verisifer. You know what? We're just gonna walk right past that word because I stumbled over it so badly. You begin dodging. Excellent. Grand, the dodge action has been declared. Go ahead and cast your Toll the Dead.
Nice.
Alright, this time I actually prepared the right spell.
Excellent.
Did that work?
I
We
do
didn't
not
do
see something
Oh, there
going
it is.
through. Yep, there you go. Perfect. So they will make a wisdom save. This will just be a regular d20 for them. They succeed. The telltale bells of your spell roll across the cove, echoing their necrotic energy through the cove. But the creature seems to steal its resolve and does not take the damage. With that, it is the turn of the sea spawn. They're standing and they are now in difficult terrain. So they have 5, 10 feet of movement, which is just enough to get into the range of good old Genki. Each of them may take 3 attacks. So they will make 2 unarmed strikes and 1 with their strange fishy anatomy. The first one lunges out with its like claws, attempting to like bludgeon you with them. This will be a +4. First one will critically miss you. I forget that they have disadvantage. But the first one will miss you regardless, so that is fine. And then we have a 15 with the second strike of his unarmed attack. Will that hit you, Genki?
No.
All right, perfect. You're like armor. Are you like using a shield? Do you have armor? Like how? Like
I have shield. I have a shield. It's heavy armor and a shield. Yeah.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, so you interpose your shield, knocking away their blows, knocking them back with your armor. Beautiful. This particular creature has 2 attacks with his hands, but also a strange anatomy. Unfortunately, he has rolled for fangs. He has a vicious bite, which he will then use upon you. And this one will be a 7. He tries to clamp down, but he just gets a mouthful of like your heavy armor, and you bat him back. The second one will make the same claw attacks at you. The first one swinging through with a 19, and the second with an 8. Will the 19 hit you?
It does, yeah.
It does. Excellent. So finally, after like a mad bit of clawing and biting, one of them manages to sneak past your shield and like rake against your flesh. You will take 1d4 plus 2 damage from this claw. Both bludgeoning and piercing. 3 points of damage. The creature's strange fish anatomy rolls poison quills. Excellent. This is the +5 here. There we go. Does it have range? Reach 5 feet. Okay. It lashes out with poison quills, attempting to stick you with its poison, but you interpose your shield and they put a nice little pattern on it. Excellent. Landon, it is once again your turn. What will you do?
I'm going to, let's see. Do I think I
Ron
can
will
be more?
shout, "We need to focus fire."
Yeah. I'm going to chuck a produce flame at the, let's see, the more injured one, the Toll the Dead one, I think. And then...
None of them have taken damage at this point.
Oh, none of them have taken any damage. I
Yeah.
thought one failed to Toll the Dead. Okay.
No.
One of them
oh my God.
is distracted.
I'm going to produce flame at the distracted one so I have advantage, and then just paddle more.
Absolutely. Please roll me
Let's
a produce
see.
flame
Advantage.
attack.
With advantage. Come on. Something.
Your 17 hits. Please roll me
Finally.
damage. For
2 fire damage. I
points
did
of
it.
Fire damage. Excellent. Its scales and coral bits like smolder and smoke slightly. It croaks out.
And
I
then
don't know
I'll
if
just try
it's
and-
pain or anger, but
And then I'll
it is not
cram the
happy.
boat here. I'll cram the boat here so I'm not in the entangle, but like trying to get into the cave.
So you have 10 feet of
Move the
movement.
boat.
So you're like
Oh yeah. So
5,
just
10.
yeah, there.
Okay. Beautiful.
Remember, that's the end of my turn.
All right, Grand, it is once again your turn. You've been boated ever closer to these creatures. What will you do?
Yeah, Gron is starting to sweat. He doesn't like where the boat is right now. He's thinking about maybe jumping out and joining Mortimer on the rocks.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think. Can I do that?
Sure.
Yeah, Landon will be fine.
That would be 3, right? 15, yeah. That
5,
sounds
10,
good.
15. Yeah, there's a pretty big rock here, but I guess you could probably squeeze through like this little portion. That doesn't seem unreasonable. Yeah, why not?
Okay, then he will direct his owl again to harry the same guy.
All right, excellent.
And finally, he will cast Toll the Dead again. This time, luckily, someone has injured the creature, so it's the more powerful version.
Absolutely.
Yep. Come on, fail.
It is going to succeed. Your bells toll out once more, ricocheting through, echoing through the cove, expanding, but he steals his mind and takes none of that necrotic damage.
Oh my
Excellent.
gosh.
Mortimer, it is your turn once more.
All right. Mortimer is going to wade a little bit forward, sort of positioning him between these rocks, and he is going to concentrate energy in his palms and try to blast out a guiding bolt at
Absolutely.
the injured creature. So should be with advantage.
That 20 hits, absolutely.
Glad you had
Alright.
advantage.
So 19.
19 radiant damage rips through the creature. Your guiding bolt like smashes bits of the coral off of it. You can see it's like orange like ichor blood seeping down into the waters below, and it is bloodied by your blast.
All right. Oh boy, it's not dead. Okay, fun.
Come on, Genki.
You have advantage on that creature. Whoever. attacks
Yes, because it has been guiding bolted. Excellent.
All right, that's my turn.
All right, Genki, it is your turn.
I stat about the bloodied creature.
Excellent. Yes, your rapier wicks out, snapping into its flesh. Go ahead and roll me damage. For 9
Damn.
points of piercing damage. Excellent. So that is 21 and 9 is 30. That slays the creature. Your rapier rips through like its throat and neck area, leaving it like gasping and falling, and it just like lays still in a pool of like growing orange ichor in the waters beneath you. All right.
Oh, sorry, that's my turn.
Excellent. That leaves the sea spawn. This spawn here, Landon, you showed it the key, right?
Yes, I did.
All right. It steps 5, 10 around good old Genki, and it
Oh,
raises
no.
up, and it is going after you. It
Oh,
will
no.
make its 2 unarmed attacks at you first. The first one
Okay.
with a 13. Will that hit you?
Miss.
Nice.
Miss.
The second is a
Hit.
19.
That's a hit.
Alrighty, excellent. Please take for me 6 points of bludgeoning and slashing
Ow.
damage.
That's
and
not
then
good.
it will lash out at you with its poisoned quills.
Well, at least I'm resistant to poison. don't think
With a
this actually has
7,
a-
its quills like thunk, 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 thunk into the boat as it like didn't have quite the angle on you it was hoping for. All right,
Alrighty.
Landon, this thing is like aggressively going after you, shooting poison quills, clawing at your back as you row. What do you do?
Let me see. Let me just look at my many, like 3 spell options. 1 second.
All right.
Let's see. I could very far tangle. I just produce flame would have disadvantage. I'm just going to. So, question about attacks opportunity with monsters. Do they get all of their attacks or just one when they get an attack of opportunity?
I got a lot of pushback from my previous ruling that they get all of their attacks. I still think it should be that way, but for this campaign, I will use just a single attack. If they have a multi-attack, I will let them choose which multi-attack they want to hit you with.
Okay, I just wanted to confirm because it wasn't. I wouldn't do it if it was all 3, but I'll do it if it's 1. So I'm going to just I'm just going to spend a full turn and sprint boat into the cave.
Sprint boat into cave, absolutely. All right, let's resolve this attack here. We're going to do the poisoned quills as its opportunity attack.
Sounds good.
It will attack you with an 8. Oh,
That's a miss.
the dice were so good defensively, but not offensively today.
So
all right,
I think I only moved 20. I'm not
full
sure.
sprint for you is going to be 20 in your boat. So let's see.
So into the cave,
into
basically.
the cave. Yeah, you see Landon and the boat like disappear from the map as they boat into the mouth of the cave into the darkness. Landon, you're a dwarf, right? You have dark vision.
I have 60-foot night dark vision.
Absolutely.
So I can
you see that the cave
yeah.
is indeed shallow. The impression that it gives from the outside is accurate. And in here, in the darkness, you see that the waters largely have empty cave walls on either side, but they lead up some 35 feet to the back edge of the cave, and there standing is a large black door with 3 skulls imprinted upon it. Grond,
Glad we got that.
it is your turn as you see the boat disappear into the cave and a single creature left croaking after it. What do you do?
Well, he's kind of. Where'd he go? Is he just leaving us here? And then he will direct his owl again at the other sea creature and also cast Toll the Dead again, but this time the weaker version.
All right, absolutely. Another d20. He successfully does not take any damage from your Toll the Dead, but your owl is very distracting as it beats its wings and claws at his face and then hoots and scoots back up into the rocks above you.
Making great wisdom saves.
They're rocking the defensive saves. They're not attacking very well. Mortimer, that brings it to your turn. What do you do?
Mortimer is going to move over here and cast Sacred Flame again.
All right. We need a dexterity save. This will be at -1. It fails this time, taking 4 points of radiant damage. Your sacred light searing its flesh. It croaks out its displeasure. Genki, it is once again your turn.
I will. Yeah, I'll just stab at it.
All right, please do. You have advantage.
You could gank it.
I will gank it. I'll go for the knees.
You gank its knees. Excellent. Go ahead and roll me some damage. 7 points of piercing damage. Excellent. You stab at its knees, striking home, and you see this kind of like orangey ichor flowing out into the waters around you. The creature does not appear to be overly injured by this. In fact, it turns its face to you like, and then it is its turn. This creature is going to ignore that you exist for the moment. It's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20. And that's all that its movement is.
Can I attack it?
Absolutely you can. Yeah, you and Mortimer, if you have a melee weapons in hand, may make opportunity attacks.
I don't have a melee weapon in hand.
I'm a genius.
Nice.
At advantage, yeah?
No. The distraction only goes until the first attack against it. But the 17 will still hit. For 10 piercing damage, you pierce it like right through the gut as it goes by, bloodying the creature. A grievous wound as it like orange ichor flows into the water. But despite your wounding it, it presses on, reaching its like claw-like hands out. In the darkness of the cave, Landon, you hear this thing croaking at you. No, enter! And it is like on your butt. What do you do?
Landon will turn around and throw a produce flame at it and he's just like, I'm sorry, but there's a child to save. and
All
just
right.
bam,
That 20 will hit.
bam, 3 more
3
damage.
points of damage.
Definitely
That
highest
is
damage character. Done like
24
5
damage. It is still bloodied, but it is not enough to slay the beast. Alright. Grand, it is your turn. What will you do?
All right, Scooter comes dashing back down. He was above the cave, and now he's dashing back at it.
Mhm.
And Gron follows it up with his glowing glove, and this time the powerful version of Toll the Dead.
Okay.
Is it 4th time or 3rd time's the charm?
It saves successfully. Despite the tolling out of your bells, this creature seems unperturbed by the call of the grave. The owl, though, is quite successful at distracting it momentarily once more. Mortimer, becomes your turn after this. What will you do?
Mortimer is gonna get his quarterstaff out and try to whack it from behind.
Okay, excellent.
Oh, damn.
That
Nice.
is a critical hit. Go ahead and roll me damage.
All right.
You
Not a
bludgeon
ton,
it
but-
for 9 points of damage, cracking it upside the head. You can like feel its skull giving way beneath the effort of your strike. It falls and it dies in the waters around you.
All right.
With that,
We should get in there.
yes.
Yeah, I agree.
found a door.
The cove is quiet once more, and the rest of you race in to meet the Landon, your companion. Those of you with dark vision can see this great black door in the back of the cave, the water lapping up against it, a big iron keyhole, emblazoned with like a red kind of paint on the otherwise completely black door. 3 skulls staring blankly out at the rest of you as you look at this creature, at this door's visage.
Was
Mortimer
Genki
will,
injured?
do a light.
Yes, you need light.
A little. I'll lay on hands myself for 3.
Okay.
Question. I think Landon is looking around this and he's like, so, whatever's behind that door is probably what's possessing the kid to get the kid to come open the door.
I would agree with that assessment.
Do we want to go get help? Like, we could go ask Marissa, who's a spellcaster, to help or something. Apparently, secret elvish spellcasters.
I agree with you, but I also think there is more going on here. What I would guess is, I mean, there's always a possibility that something behind the door possessed the child to find the key and bring the key and open the door. But there also might be the possibility that someone is using the child to open the door because they don't want to face the consequences directly of it.
If this was our plan, why we kill the fish people?
Because
Well, we didn't know about the door beforehand, Genki.
Okay, more fish people come back then, right? If we leave now.
We don't know. I think. Oh, perhaps we could destroy. I could.
I
could
feel
try
like
to-
there's not a good solution here. I feel like if we want to save the kid, we either need to go and talk to the village and convince them to help us and figure it out, or we have to open the door. And those are our two options left here. Because I don't think Cinder is going to be willing to come help with the door situation.
I've got a little bit of magic left in me, but not a ton.
I have some magic. I'm at 50% magic.
Yeah, I still have all my magic. I
Yes,
would
'cause you didn't
honestly,
do much.
yeah, I would honestly try opening the door, but it's up to you.
I'm just
There might
saying
be a great
I'm willing
evil
to open the
behind.
door.
That's the
It's
only
just a
issue.
risk. I want to make sure that there's no It's gonna be dangerous. There's gonna be something bad behind the door. I want to make sure we're all okay with this.
Could we not destroy the key, perhaps? Sealing
I think that
whatever.
would kill the kid. I honestly think that will kill the kid if we
Yeah,
just destroy
I
the
don't
key.
think that's a good idea.
It might be worth it. What if the evil there is far beyond what we can handle, what the region can handle? Who knows?
I feel like I'm not willing to kill a kid if because of the risk of a scary spook. It's a skull door. Like, I get it, but we don't know what's behind it, and the kid's dying as we speak.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I
open
just
it if
don't
there's no
have
other objections.
I don't have faith in the villagers being able to help, even Marissa. But maybe I don't know. We don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
Cinder hinted at her being a spellcaster.
I have a question, Greg.
Yeah.
Are there any like markings on the door? Uh Mortimer will like do a light cantrip, right?
Okay.
And try to see if there are any like writings or anything that could give us some sort of indication as to what is behind this door.
You flare up your light and cast it about this dark black door. The skulls stand out in relief carved upon it. Other than those 3 skulls, you don't see any like runes or like words up kind of near the top where you're kind of floating on your boat. Kind of towards the edge of like the water itself, there's a big bit of red paint like blazoned around this kind of like locking looking mechanism. And there are no runes there, but the way that the skulls are kind of like worked into relief of the kind of black door, there is a almost like spider web of I don't even know how to describe it. Like, you know how when lightning strikes sand or stone, it kind of leaves those imprints? It almost looks like an arcane web kind of arcing out from this, like, red padlock that's been painted. Like, reaching through the door. It almost, if it wasn't so obviously terrifying, would be maybe beautiful to the right eye.
Well, I don't think that anything good can be behind this door. That's all I'm going to say. I think that if the kid was being drawn here to open it, that is probably not in our best interest. But I'm willing to stand back, but I will be standing quite a ways back if you all are going to open it.
I'm willing to open the door to save the kid. I'm not gonna let a kid die because of fear. But if you need to stand back, that's fine by me. I'll be the one to open it. I just want to make
If
sure
anything,
there's no...
if it's a trap, it would be wise at least one of us stands back.
2 of us should stand back, I
Yeah.
think. But
I have a quick question. Mortimer was just looking at the door, but in the rest of the cave, there are also no markings at all, no inscriptions.
The cave is just a simple cave, other than this great black door at the back of it.
Yeah, Grond will stand back with Mortimer.
All right, I think I'm going to yes, wait outside of the cave, and I will look inside here. Have this. Well, I suppose you don't need to see, and you don't need light to see in the dark. I'll
Well, I
just-
do. So if
I was
you
about
could,
to say, I think he does. Yeah, don't.
All right, I'll leave this with you, and he'll like whatever he like cast light on some pebble or something,
Okay,
and
yeah,
like leave
Okay.
it with.
sure.
Wait, are you staying within sight at least of the door? So you
Yeah,
can
he'll be
I'm
like
staying
out.
within sight.
Okay.
I'll be
that
like
works
out
then.
here, and like being like bracing, preparing to cast like a guiding bolt at it if something like emerges from there.
Okay, got it. That works.
Be careful! Don't touch the key with your bare hands again.
Still got the cloth back from the guy's house.
Uh-huh.
Landon will wait until the other 2 are ready.
Right.
Look around one last time, make sure there's no last objections, and then he'll try and open the door with the key.
All right. The moment you insert the key into that lock, the like fractal kind of splintering of the door begins to like glow and light. And rather than swing open or click to unlock, the like magic from the key like ignites these fractal kind of lines. They race through the entire door, splitting the 3 skulls, and the skulls break. And as the skulls break, you hear this like rending, like metal being torn asunder, and the whole door like collapses into the like shallow waters that you're boating on. As the like waters kind of slosh, you hear a wailing, like piercing the backs of your brains as like you feel the rush of a great kind of wind through the cave tunnels. I want everyone inside the cave, obviously this is all three of you except for Mortimer, to give me DC 13 wisdom saving throws as this is happening.
Let's see. I'm gonna use. Does anybody desperately need advantage? Because I'm gonna use my inspiration on this. I'm not sure if I'm gonna use it on myself.
I have inspiration myself. I'm gonna use it for sure.
Hey, anybody desperate for advantage? Because I'm just gonna use it on myself otherwise.
Well, I don't have to make it, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. I'm just gonna make it for myself then.
Alrighty. Oh,
Okay. Ooh, Grond. Ooh.
Grond. The Genki and Landon, you feel this rush by you, your head spins, you open your eyes, and everything is fine. You look behind you though, and Grond is like bleeding from one of his ears. Like you can see it trickle down. Grond falls back unconscious into the water.
I think Landon just dives for him to make sure he doesn't drown first thing.
Absolutely. Yeah, you turn, dive into the water, scoop up his body, and place it into the boat, I assume?
Yes, into the boat, and
Yeah.
I'm also going to cast Healing Word to get him.
You cast Healing Word on him. It does not wake him. You have seen unconscious allies in battle spring to their feet after your healing words, but in this moment you're perhaps taken aback or shocked by the like lack of effect, as the your companion's unconscious body does not seem to heal from this like onslaught.
Help?
Is there like a spirit that comes out? Like, do we see a ghost or something rush by, or is this just...
Mortimer, you don't see anything leave, but you heard the wail, almost like a banshee scream, and this like dark cloud rush, or like not cloud, but like wind, right? You could feel the pressure as if like a great gust of wind had like rushed through the tunnel out past you. Everybody else is preoccupied, it sounds like, with Grond and the wind. Genki, you're still in this tunnel. You're still looking.
I'll guard the door. I'll look at the door.
Yeah, you look where the door used to be. It is cracked and broken and fallen into the waters. And inside the door, there is a small, almost like altar with like skeletal hands positioned like this. And they grip between them a strange, like, helical shape. Almost like a snail's shell. But it seems to be encased in a, like, greenish amber, almost. And it is being held here in the like, skeletal altar's hands.
Can I divine sense before walking up to it?
Yeah, absolutely. So your Paladin's Divine Sense, Undead, Fiends, Celestials.
Yep.
Consecrated, Desecrated.
Yeah.
So none of the creatures that you can sense. You sense that there are two objects in this room of the like skeletal hands and that fossil. There is a desecrated object that you can identify in this room, and there is a consecrated object that you can identify in this room.
I say that to the group real quick.
I think Landon's just busy trying to figure out how to have a party member not die. He's bleeding from the ears.
I guess Mortimer will rush in and be like, did you and he'll like look at Grana and like, oh, Landon, you should row him out, take him to the beach or something. We can't treat him in here.
Yep. Landon will start. Well, if you want to paddle, you might be faster, but he's gonna start paddling.
All right. You begin rowing Grond out of the cave, leaving Genki here, just looking at this altar.
Does the
Genki can-
desecrated presence leave his senses as Landon leaves with the key?
The key. You look around for the key. You don't seem to see it. It seems like the key disappeared when the door was broken.
Okay. So you said there's something desecrated here, right?
There is yes. So Genki will tell you that he sensed a desecrated object and a consecrated object.
I think it may be wise to bring this back to Ewan Tons. He would know better what to do with something that was evil like this. What say you, Genki?
If it has any magic in it, can we stop it from affecting us while we take it?
That's a risk we might not know. I could wrap it up in a sack, I suppose.
Yeah, I have blanket in backpack. Maybe I just I wrap it up.
Yes, we don't want to leave it here for another villager to wander in.
Okay, I walk up to it and try to do that.
Okay, when you say wrap it up, what are you doing exactly with this? Because there's this altar in this room, so these skeletal hands gripping the edges of this kind of, I'm gonna call it a fossilized helix. What are you doing with your blanket?
How heavy is the Okay, first of all, how heavy is the altar?
The altar itself seems to be kind of shaped from the ground itself, like the bones that would be the elbow, I guess, the bottom of them are into or inset into the stone ground itself. If you put your hands on the altar and try to lift it up, you get the same feeling you get from trying to lift a really heavy boulder or something that's in the ground, like a foundation maybe of the house.
Okay, then I just try to put the blanket over the helix and pick it up.
Okay, so you're gonna wrap the helix up and lift it out of the altar. Okay, as you do that, I want you to make me a DC 13 dexterity saving throw. Excellent.
13?
Exactly.
You wrap this thing up, and as you lift it out, the hands holding it attempt to close and grab you. The skeletal fingers scrape by the edge of your hand as you just pull away, and you have this this blanket wrapped artifact just hidden away.
Okay.
We should get back to the others. Check on Grond.
Yeah, yes, that sounds good. Once I leave, sorry, if we can just safely walk out of here. Once I leave the area, can I cast Divine Sense again and see what I feel?
Absolutely. As you leave the kind of area of effect of your divine senses, you now sense a single consecrated object in your area.
Okay.
Blessed artifact, yay.
So it was an evil holding away, or no? Normally it would be the other way around, right? That a good temple is guarding an evil artifact, but this time it's the other way around.
I think there was a bunch of evils guarding a good artifact at the moment.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a bit odd that an evil presence was drawing the child there.
Yep, it's weird.
You tend to Grond for some time.
Oh, yes.
After 30 minutes, Grond will open his eyes, wake up. Grond, you have 1 hit point as you wake up from your unconsciousness, but you're able to still function. You're not on death's door anymore.
Thank the gods. I thought you were dead for sure.
Other than having this malaise, I would call it, I have no lasting effects.
I mean, other than being at 1 hit point for the
Yeah.
time being. But yes, that is correct.
All right.
Lana will check over to make sure that there's no possessions or anything, and it's definitely Grand. But yeah,
And
hopefully.
could we make a short rest, maybe?
Can we go check on the? Short rest is fine.
We
Then
should,
we go check on the
check
kid.
on the boy, but we can take a short rest while we're there.
Yeah, I guess.
Unless you plan to get into a fight on the way through the village.
All right, so you take off, going to the village. It turns out there's a goblin ambush. They all aim at Grand. No, you make it.
What are you gonna do? You know?
Yeah, you make the short trek back to the village. And about as soon as you walk into the village, you see a very happy looking man and the boy James, like waiting at the village. He sees you. He's like, "Oh, you saved my son! Thank you! Oh, you miracle workers!" And he rushes forward. I don't know who's in front. He rushes forward at Genki and just like gives you a big hug. He's like, "Oh, miracle workers you are!"
Yes, we
You did it.
we destroyed the monster that was causing all this.
Oh,
It turned out not to be the witch after all.
It was the cave. Turned out had an old curse and a bunch of monsters hiding in it. We had to deal with them.
yes. How did my son get that key in the first place, huh?
Well, it seems like there was a campsite somebody had been playing around up on top of the cave.
A witch's campsite to ensnare my son. Fair
It
enough.
looked
Well-
pretty normal, but who knows?
Look, you broke the witch's spell, and that's all that's really important to me. Thank you. Appreciate it. We will most definitely have a feast here tonight in your honor. He looks around, and Marissa's kind of like already there next to you guys. Didn't even really hear her like coming. Yes, most definitely. I'm a little disappointed we don't have the witch's head, but if you were able to break her spell with whatever you did at the cave, we welcome
I don't know.
it.
I think you might want to apologize to her, one witch to another, as it might be. Mortimer will just wink at her.
She like sighs in her hand. She says, "Have you ever met a ranger in your life? We're all spellcasters." Okay. You didn't kill the plague on this town, but you saved our boy, and that is enough. Come, you're heroes. Heroes of the town! And you get kind of like a small ovation from the like passers-by. You get like little whispers from the townsfolk. The kids are all looking at you like, "Ooh, heroes!" All excited. And they will throw you a hell of a feast. They fish fry like you wouldn't believe. So much fish fry. Yeah. And lots of good sides that they've been, growing in the surrounding fields. It's good stuff.
Yeah,
Nice.
Grand is to the side, still like leaning against a house or something, recuperating. Has a hell of a headache, so he's not all too...
Grand doesn't drink up so much at the big feast. That's fair.
Yeah. And we'll spend time telling stories about exiles and whatever, and like
Yeah.
claiming, yeah, he's going to try and relate his experiences to like being a weird exile, and I think he's gonna fail, but he's going to try and get them like, not all exiles are bad, guys.
I
Look
think
at
that
me.
this like whole town like doesn't realize that you're an exile, right? And they're just
Yeah.
like, "Oh yeah, sure, whatever you say, man." Hero. Yeah. Well, the next time we see an exile, like, well, yeah, no problem.
Yep.
I think Mortimer is not necessarily so interested in the party as he is with a bit afterwards. He's probably gonna go, like, that evening over to the witch's place. It's only, you said it's like an hour outside of town.
It's about an hour outside of town, yeah.
He's gonna try to make that journey before it gets too dark,
Okay. Okay.
and just let her know the good news.
Okay. You begin making your way over to the witch's place, trying to get there before it gets too dark.
Grond will join him because the noise of the festivity is too much for him with his massive headache.
Yeah. After the party gets too much to bear, you make your way out into the woods. Eventually, after the familiar trek through the kind of fetish road, you find the cottage. It appears to be empty. The scarecrows that were in the garden are no longer there. They seem to have gotten up and left their posts. The doors is open, and there's a little like candle on the table that you sat at in the previous day that you can see from the like edge of the clearing as you approach.
I guess Mortimer will just like approach and like say loudly like, "We've returned, successful."
You walk in and approach. You will see that the interior of the cottage is largely cleaned out. There's almost nothing left in there. Underneath the candle that's burning on the table, there is a like small handwritten note. And there are 4 like pouches lined up upon the table.
What does the note say?
The note says, "You have done noble work. Thank you for freeing me. Here is a reward worthy of your efforts. Though it seems you failed to clear my name in the townsfolk's eyes, you've done me a great service nonetheless." And as you open the little pouches, there is a small like pile of gold coins in each one.
Well, I thought we did some work to clear her name, but that's her problem, I suppose. I wasn't too interested in weird fetish dolls anyways. It's not really my style. Apologies, Grand.
Yeah, I would have been interested, but I'll take gold as well. I don't mind.
I think what's more important is that we saved that young boy. All right, well, we should get back to the others before it really gets too late into the night, and we can leave in the morning.
Yeah, Grand agrees.
All right. You make it back to the like dredges of the party. Landon's still up there, like, "Exiles! I'm telling you, they're good people at heart."
Look, just because your ancestors did something bad, it doesn't mean you're bad, you know?
Mortimer will inform Marissa that the witch has left the area. I don't think that she'll be any more bother to the town.
Well, that is a relief, I suppose. Hopefully it is on a more permanent than temporary basis.
Seems like it.
Good. Well, perhaps you're not useless after all. And she says, she's kind of like claps you on the shoulders. "Excuse me, it is past my bedtime.
Yeah.
Can't
Mine
let
as
the
well.
village elder stay up too late." She wanders off back to her place.
All right. And yeah, I think Mortimer is ready to hit the sack after all that excitement.
Absolutely, yeah. The fish fry comes to an end. The drinks stop. You rest up for the night, and
Now we just have to make it back to town alive.
yeah, you can make it back to town alive. Absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
So we
Do you
are
share that?
we are like 35-ish minutes kind of past where we normally would try to stop. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to assume that you can make the half day's travel back to town. I'm just going to see if you encounter anything along the way.
Alrighty.
Highs or lows? Genki. Highs or lows?
Highs.
That is an 18. You have no encounters along the
Hooray.
way. Or I guess, Genki, you can choose. Do you want an encounter along the
I'm
way?
A-okay.
Yeah, there you go. So you successfully backtrack through the grasslands. You know, Mortimer knows the way. He scouted it well on the way here. Landon does a good job making sure you don't run into any poison nettle like he did before. You know, Genki's got the food still loaded up from the fish fry and the provisions he bought. And you know, Gron doesn't spy any dangers, and you make it back into town with a new cool artifact and some golden coins. So I'm going to add up some experience for you guys so that I can hand it out, and then when I'm done, we'll split up the gold and maybe roll for a sweet magic item. Otherwise, if you have any shout-outs you'd like to make, let people know where they can find you or what you're doing. Now would be an excellent time to do that while I get some XP calculations going. So I will turn the floor over to all of y'all.
Nice.
You can find me in the Discord server, KingLeoko66. Love to chat. Maybe we'll conspire together for a new adventure.
Yeah, shout out to Greg as usual. Excellent DM. And subscribe to his YouTube and his Twitch, of course.
Also, shout out to Greg, but basically same thing.
Thank you.
Awesome. I am sad we got manipulated, but we did win and not die.
You think we got manipulated?
She literally said that the door was keeping her there.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
She said, "Thank you for freeing me." I guess. Yeah. Okay.
I
It
think
was
that
somehow
was the whole
connected
thing.
to her.
Yeah. Oh well.
I think she was an old fae being held there or something like that.
More like a devil. Who knows? Maybe some other adventure will have to deal with her.
Maybe somebody else have to fight like a high warlock or something, and we'll feel bad when they all die.
Alrighty. If you guys are all shouted out, I am done with experience here. So I would like all four of you to take home 375 experience each for today's session.
Okay.
As well as 50 golden pieces each.
That's really nice. I'm very happy with that.
Yeah.
Who cares about moral corruption? 50 gold, man.
We know your price, Manticore. Excellent. We also have
375,
a artifact that you have not identified, but I will do so here so that you can know whether or not you want to roll for it. The fossilized helix, when worn as a necklace or pendant, provides you with a single instance of damage mitigation. It works as immunity to all regular piercing, bludgeoning, or slashing damage one time per day. And it will give you resistance to any magical attack one time per day. After that, charge is expended, it must be charged again at night by expending a spell slot of level 3 or higher into the relic.
It's not going to be very useful for a half caster.
So, who would like to lay claim to the fossilized helix?
For sure, yeah.
I mean,
Mortimer?
I'm considering it, but I think it would probably be more useful for a cleric than for a druid who's supposed to be an HP sponge. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, a wizard obviously has level 3 spells, but yeah, I think it's better on someone that would be tanking or in the front lines.
I think. Nah, you can have it. I think you can have it. I was considering it, but you can have it.
Genki,
Yeah, I'll
are
definitely
you
pass it.
silent on this one? Do you want it?
No, I'll definitely pass. I'm just yeah.
passing?
I could see a wizard using it, but
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
if
no
everybody's passing on it except Mortimer, it is yours. You
Alright,
have
appreciate
one
it, guys.
fossilized
Thank you.
helix.
Feels good.
Excellent.
Yeah, no.
Well, thank you all for playing with me. I hope you had a wonderful time. This was a fun session for me. We will have another one of these, I believe, coming up on Friday this week. We're breaking out of the weekends. That should be a good time. Hopefully I'll see you there or for one of the streams. If not, have a great rest of your day, night, week, whatever it is till I see you again. And I'll catch you next time. Peace, everybody.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.